I have been awake since 5 in the morning playing Final Fantasy Dawn Trail. I did not sleep well. I am in no shape to do this show, but I'm here anyways because I love you all.
So do we.
Guys, I think Owen eye sickness is getting to Ichi.
Ichi, just because it's called Dawn Trail doesn't mean you have to wake up at dawn to play it.
That's where you're wrong.
It's actually what he needed to do.
It's part of the experience. Dawn Trail at dawn.
I'll be playing Dawn Trail every day at dawn.
4-day weekend.
You weren't on any trails. It's not fair.
I mean, it could be worse.
Sure, there's trails.
When he said trail, I heard trial.
Dawn Trail.
Ichi,
Yeah,
let
that's
me
just
ask,
life.
what happens when Dawn Trail inevitably becomes Dawn Brothers?
No!
Cue that.
Cue the roll call.
Connect. Loading.
Perfect! Level up! Bluecaster, Super Ichi!
Greycaster, Robo Lane.
Yellowcaster, Ultra Guard.
Orange Caster, Global Soft Perka.
Green Caster, Zenshi!
Northcaster. Saga.
Combining comedy and critique! On air since 2014! Radio Sentai Castranger!
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger, episode 492.
Yeah.
It's episode Shaman.
Almost 500.
Just like how I'm
Shaman
not
on you.
ashamed to be playing Final Fantasy.
The Shaman King.
Which do you like better, the Sky form or the Hedgehog form?
I'm not ashamed to fully admit, I glitched to get my shaman.
I used the cheat code that activated the event. So the Pokemon that I got is the actual correct legal Pokemon. The method I used to get it was not.
Your Honor.
It was accidental. We had the action replay where it allowed us to walk anywhere in the game. We end up walking towards the water and we're like, why is there a random shaman just floating there? And we realized that's where shaman was supposed to come in with the event.
The path at the northeast corner of the map.
The action
So we
replay
start
just
walking towards.
fell into my DS.
Do you prefer hedgehog or dog form?
I
Is
like
supposed to be a
dog.
dog?
I don't know.
It's
That's a deer.
No, it's a deer.
Shaman is one of my mom's favorite Pokemon, so...
Oh.
It's pretty,
Pretty
cute.
cute.
I love it.
I have a shaman around here somewhere.
This is a Pokemon podcast now. You know what? Let's just look.
Now,
Let's just look at pictures of cute Pokemon and talk about why we like it.
You know what?
Always
If
has
shaman's a hedgehog, I want Jalea White to attempt the voice.
that's no good.
And
Jaleel White.
It's gotta be Sonia from Underground.
Sonia, yeah.
If Jaleel
Yeah,
White
yeah,
doesn't have a
gotta be
cameo
that
in
voice.
Sonic 3, it'd be very
I'm
disappointing.
riding.
Yeah.
I'm riding. Where the fuck is Jalea White? The fact that in Jeopardy last week, Jalea White was a question, and Ken Jennings fully admitted saying in the question he was best known for voicing Sonic the Hedgehog in the 90s. It's like, where the fuck is Jalea White in my Sonic the Hedgehog movies?
I thought you were this was gonna be a story of Jaleel White was a contestant on Jeopardy.
I want to. If
Yeah, I
Jaleel
thought you were
White,
gonna say he hosted it. I thought you were gonna say he hosted it, yeah.
if Jaleel White were to show up in the Sonic movies, I would want him to actually say, "That's no good."
Yeah.
That's what they would do.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be the husband to the sisters, like to the sister in the first
Okay,
one.
there's
I
like
don't know,
one...
funny.
I don't know if they're gonna make any more after the third one, but if they don't, then that means we have one last movie for Dr. Robotnik to say snooping as usual, I see.
Guys,
One
I've got
movie.
it. Jaleel White voices Metal Sonic.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm calling it now. Jim Carrey's going to be Metal Sonic.
You think?
He's got he died. He transfers his brain into a robot. And
If you
he puts
can't
it
beat
in the
him,
form of
be
a
him.
hedgehog.
That could actually be what happens.
That's possible.
With this
And then he
Robotnik.
starts framing Sonic.
Oh God! Look at this.
You mean what Shadow did?
Yes.
Anyways, we're a bunch of hedgehogs who get together to talk about Kamen Rider Super Sentai and a third thing.
That's no good.
That's some good.
Don't climb in a dryer, kids.
Is that what that is? I didn't realize.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Yeah, it came in as like a Sonico scene.
Just random DeviantArt hedgehog.
This honestly isn't out of place.
I thought it was the
Sonic.
green one from Underground.
Oh, Manic? He
Yeah.
just combed his hair finally?
Yeah.
Flowers.
Anyway, this week we're talking about Gotchard episode 41, Boonboomger episode 17, and our feature topic is a Taiwanese tokusatsu film called Machi Action.
I'm not sure I'd call it a tokusatsu film, but yeah, it's involved. I don't think it fits into the genre. I think it's about the genre.
It's about tokusatsu.
Yeah.
I got it linked directly to me, and I was too tired to watch it.
Valid.
I apologize.
That's okay.
All right, well, before we get into that, we have some news stories.
News mode.
First up on the docket, Boon Red's super form has been revealed, and just like the suits in general, the suit is absolute fire and the helmet is dog shit.
What?
It's growing on me. I like it.
Like a fungus!
No.
It's all over your toes.
Foreshadowing. There you
So, this is Boon Red 119, or it might be pronounced Boon Red Ichi Ichi Q, which is the Japanese version of 911, the emergency phone
Dial
number.
91, and when I tell you to, dial 1 again.
And as you might be able to infer, it is a firefighter-themed power-up.
Mhm.
So that's why the helmet has the little flaps on it, and the sides of it are gray and arced this way, like a firefighter's helmet.
I love
What?
I love that his gun just looks like something you find at the dollar store.
kind of looks like a paint of the DN driver model.
He looks like a Winspector.
My God, he does.
He screams Metal Hero.
It's Boonfire!
Boonfire!
So, like, I'm assuming those are hoses on his shoulders, right?
Yeah,
It's a Blastoise.
kind of.
I love all the red power, like the leader power ups we've gotten. Just fucking Zen Kaiser's is just like so like over the top.
And then the Dragon Zord ate me.
Caesar armor. He gets Dragon Caesar's armor.
Yeah. Well, that was the anniversary show.
At the very end of it all, he goes, don't use that number. Use this real number, 118.
That's what I was thinking.
But, like, I get that the fucking helmet looks like an actual firefighter's helmet, but it just looks like the helmet has hair.
Yeah, I mean, as we all know.
I love it.
I don't, like, can I see it from the profile again?
Japanese firefighters actually are like so fucking badass looking.
It
I
looks like
love
masked form.
I don't mind it. Like for a super form, it's got to be audacious, right? So that's not the part that's bothering me. I actually like the black lining that goes
Oh,
over
yeah. Like I said, the rest of the suit is absolute fire. Love it.
it. Winspector fire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I could do without the silver, but it's fine. I don't mind it.
I do like that the gun also kind of looks like a fire truck.
That's the idea.
I mean, yes, yeah, that's their whole
Fire
shtick,
truck?
right?
Yeah. All right. So, Bundorio creates the Zun Shoka Blaster, a fire extinguisher-shaped transformation gun, which he gives to Taya to make his dream of becoming a firefighter come true.
Oh,
What?
When did he have that dream?
That's my
that's
question.
gonna be revealed in the episode.
A guy can have more than one dream.
I thought Taya's dream was to be Batman.
No, that's just the circumstance he landed in.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just is Batman.
Oh man, I wanted to be a firefighter. I'm just Batman.
All I am is rich and powerful and a superhero.
Ugh.
So yeah, slide the pump and pull the pin on the fire extinguisher to transform into Boon Red Ichi. It's not, I don't know if it is pronounced Ichi Ichi Q or 119, but I'm just gonna say
Fire extinguisher gun. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
slide the pump to activate the finisher. Attach the Boon Boom changer to the Zun Shoka blaster to unleash the Robo finisher. His other moves include hose impact. I don't like that phrasing.
I do.
Hose impact.
Which fires
Every time I think of fire extinguishers, I just think of that scene from Parks and Rec when like Ron Swanson's trying to show off his fire extinguisher and it's just liquid because it's so expired.
I'll tell you a story about fire extinguisher in a moment.
So hose impact fires high pressure water from his shoulders like a Blastoise. Oh my god, open Kaneo! That's a reference for people who watch the anime. And he also has the Zun Zun Overdrive, which fires a powerful fire extinguishing ray from the blaster.
Wow.
So he can extinguish flames fired by monsters. I never thought I'd live to hear the phrase fire extinguishing ray.
But here we are. Boonboomger got you there.
Water? Would that not just be water?
High pressured water.
Alright, and then we have the Boon Boom Leo Rescue and who merges with Bundorio that combine into Boonboomger Robo Ichi Ichi Q. So the Megazord super form kind of.
It's
cool.
Pretty okay.
It looks really good.
For a firefighter Megazord, right?
Yeah.
Apparently,
stuff to the legs.
Yep.
Apparently it's voiced by Masaki Endo.
According to the Discord.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
We need this Boom Red power up to team up with fucking Forza Fire States.
I was kind of thinking of the He-Hack gun, yeah.
Yeah, fire trucks look good as a. I think fire trucks look the best in a vehicle Sentai. Just something about them.
In this form, it can release water to create a giant blade and unleash a special attack.
That's cool.
Oh my god! Yeah, because
specifically.
So
I forget which
one. It's
Ultra Magnus
Prime from.
No, I think it looks like Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, so like Cure Major, we had Machine Fire, and then Lupin Pat, we had the fire trigger machine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And then Tokuger, we had Fire Russia.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Anytime there's vehicles, there's always a fire extinguisher one.
Mm-hmm.
A fire truck.
Someone post a picture of Fire Convoy.
What's the statute of limitations? How long is it?
What?
Because no, this was definitely a crime. I did in high school. Me and my friends one time. We went to the school at night. We got into one of the portables, took out a fire extinguisher. We took the fire extinguisher from it, and we went into the field on like a chair, like one of those rolly chairs, and we just started like spraying ourselves around, like rocketing. And the next morning, it was all still there.
Yeah.
Oh no!
They never found us.
Now
Your principal is watching this podcast right now, and he's like, "I knew it."
I'm gonna tell her right now. Still don't button up my shirts.
Ooh, bad boy.
You're going to get canceled.
I always say she always referred to me as an unmade bed, and I like that.
Proved her right.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, this was us on the school field.
Damn, Decker just pulled on the mech his ass.
I like the mech.
I like it.
I like it. I like it too.
Like, it looks like Megas.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. On a related note, we have the announcement of the toy version of the Zun Zun Shoka Blaster. So yeah, it's got this little pin that you pull on it. You can put the Boon Boom Changer into it. You can also combine it with the Boon Boom Booster. Obviously, because they use the same rails.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder if Joe will end up using it once. That would be amazing. The police officer using the firefighter form? Come on.
Usually they're natural enemies.
Yeah.
Or at
I
the
you know
very
what I'm
least,
calling it. It's gonna happen.
snarky
Joe's gonna use it one time.
Did you see an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine yet?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, Paul's watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, Jerry, I do want a fire cop.
So yes.
Yeah.
The blaster is 4620 yen, releasing July 20th. You can also buy this as a combination with the Boon Boom Changer for 7920 yen, also releasing on the same day.
Nice.
I knew when you were like reading out the description of the final form leak, like when you were reading the article about what it could do and stuff, I knew it was leading to a toy thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, of course.
And that's not the only one. We also have the vehicle.
Of course, the shift car.
This is Boon Boom Leo Rescue.
Cool.
So it also has a lion form.
Lions, known for their firefighting abilities.
Yes.
When Simba defeated Scar, all the fires went out.
You know what?
You're right.
You're right.
They
Point
are
rescinded.
they're associated with Red Rangers often enough, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't
yeah,
know
it's
about
fun.
firefighting.
So this is a separate vehicle, the same size as the Boon Boom trailer, and then there's like a normal Boon Boom car sized smaller vehicle that comes out the front of it that combines with it in different ways to make the vehicle form, or combines with it to make the lion form, where the side panels on the vehicle turn into the legs.
I gotta say, I legit dig the look of the Lion Zord.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And then you can attach other Boon Boom cars to the legs of the lion form to give it more
It
weapons.
looks like a
Holy
Zoid.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yep, it's a fucking Zoid.
It's Liger Zero, only a
Yeah, it's a
firefighter.
Zoid. That's
Oh.
awesome.
Great show.
I love Zoid.
Yeah. So, and then as we saw in the other article, that's how it can also combine with the Boon Boom trailer to form ByunByunMach Robo Ichi-Ichi-Q.
Cool.
Badass.
Let's see.
It's
That's
pretty
it.
neat.
Yep. So if you want the fire truck, Leo Rescue, 5280 yen, releasing also July 20th.
Gnarly.
Yeah. Very cool. Next on the news docket, we have the announcement of SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Tycoon Bujin Sword.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, he looks
Let's
awesome.
have a buttonless sword.
Yeah, button sword.
Ooh, he's pretty.
Yeah.
I really like it. Jeez.
This is
Ken, yeah.
one of the best
Detail
books
work
in
is-
the
And it's the red-eyed version, which is great.
Detail work is excellent.
Yeah, no, I was liking all the little paint touches there.
Yeah.
So let's see. The cape is made of flexible material, allowing you to create detailed action poses. The cape can also split into parts.
Ooh.
It's very cool.
Oh, he's so posable.
He's so posable.
Yeah.
And
Articulation.
lovable. Just like me.
And you can sit him in a chair, like his theme song.
Yeah.
I see that design and I just think Ace never told you what happened to your brother. He told me you killed him. No, I am your brother.
Holding his hand like this.
Yep. All right, so the figure is 150 millimeters tall, comes with the sword, exchangeable compound eye parts. So I think you can swap it out for the black eyes.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Oh, good. I was kind of because I like the evil Bujin sword more.
Is there a shot of him with black eyes in here?
No. No.
What?
Unless it's like,
No.
Maybe
No.
maybe it's this last one where the eyes light up. I
Maybe.
don't know.
Couldn't tell.
I don't know.
Wait, is this
maybe
glow in
you
the
can swap
dark?
them out with, like,
That's what that image would imply.
That's cool if so.
that's just Photoshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's false advertising.
Premium Bandai web exclusive 9,900 yen November release.
So $100.
All right.
Because that'd be awesome if that was glow in the dark.
Yeah. Next, in SH Figure Arts news, Kamen Rider Kuga Amazing Mighty gets a Shinkocho Seiho 10th anniversary version.
Oh, it's so clean.
So it's
It is
literally
clean.
just Mighty form, but in black.
That is a clean fucking
actually,
form, dude.
That's what it is, Ichi. They painted the mighty suit for this scene,
Yeah.
and when they needed to get him back for Decade, they repainted the suit back to be mighty.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's why like that Decade Kuga was like a much glossier red.
That's that's my favorite Kuga right there.
I'm getting
No,
Dick
my
King
my
energy
growing,
again.
growing Kuga is my favorite, the useless one.
The one where he gets after he dies again.
Yep, love growing.
So this is a re-release of the SH Figure Arts back in March 2017. 150 millimeters tall. What makes this re-release special is it comes with a special Shinkocho Seiho pedestal. Premium Bandai web exclusive, 8,800 yen December release.
So this is Kuga?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Kuga. I like a simple look.
He's a
Oh,
cool
no,
guy.
oh,
He's the first Heisei.
Oh, yeah,
rider.
no.
Well,
Yeah,
Black
no,
RX,
Kuga-
arguably.
No,
He's the
Kuga's-
first title Heisei rider.
He's the first. He's
Yeah.
the first Kamen Rider of the 21st century.
First Heisei, the first Heisei series.
Interesting.
Well, technically that's still
The
Black
OG
RX,
boy for
but
everything we know is Rider.
The first series that started in Heisei.
Look what I've done.
for Toei, it's Kuga.
It's complicated.
And as I said, that's my favorite Kuga form. So good.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Next, in build news, they put out images for the build driver high-spec belt and full bottle holder. So anyone with a build driver who is an older fan might be interested in this. Comes with a 3-bottle holder and a higher spec belt.
That would
As you've seen from other high-spec belt releases.
I would never have to modify your belts again. Like.
Yeah, no more zip ties.
But won't that
I love
just
zip
ruin the
ties.
nostalgia of it all? It looks like it could be Batman's belt, like when it's just a blank there.
Yeah.
And see, this is where he'll keep his change for the bus.
In the bottles?
Not a bad place for
Yes.
So let's see. High-spec version of the belt straps. You can now adjust the size of the belt bands, making it possible for about 80 centimeters to 100 centimeters around the waist. The full bottle holder is a special specification and is fixed to the belt with a polyester belt. Premium Bandai web exclusive, 8,800 yen November release.
I'm allergic to polyester.
I'm allergic to pre-orders.
I really
I'm
am.
allergic to premium Bandai.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but my brain is so like I was not feeling this tonight, but I'm like I'd have to be on, so
Glad
my
you're here.
brain is just floating. It's just floating in a void.
I don't know why my brain just went premium Bandai.
And I'm the one who's been up since 5 a.m.
I know.
Oh,
You're
dude,
psycho.
same.
And our last news story is some unfortunate news.
Yeah, we didn't just
What do you
here,
mean?
Richie.
It was announced by his talent agency that Taiki Matsuno has passed away at the age of 56.
Yeesh.
Tokusatsu
Oh,
fans would know
yeah.
him as Shurikenger.
Oh.
No.
He was the
SpongeBob.
Japanese voice of SpongeBob? Oh,
Yeah, he was the
Specifically the
Japanese voice of
Savers version of
SpongeBob.
Agumon.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
He was
He was the Japanese version of I forgot his
Chaz.
name in
Chaz,
but like
Chaz Princeton, aka Jun Manjome.
that's right. Hey, and Koga. Oh.
Chaz it up, all you better.
He was Pegasus / Helios in Sailor Moon Super S. Yeah, and he was Japanese SpongeBob since season 4.
Wait, he voiced the Savers Agumon? I thought
Yes.
Agumon always
Yes.
CBA.
This tells me
No,
otherwise.
they're different. They're different Agumons.
Yeah, this
Oh,
one's bigger than the normal Agumon too.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that's my favorite Agumon. I like the Savers one.
All right, Lane. So I guess we can now confirm Shurikenger is dead.
Oh,
All right, now we're sure.
not cool, guy.
Jesus Christ.
Terrible.
It's
Dance,
No,
puppets,
that's
dance.
genuinely.
He dies in
Yeah,
the
that's-
show, and then Lane's like, "No, he's alive." I'm like, "No, he's dead."
You die in the show, you die for real.
God, Sean
all
Bean's
that
did a
matters.
lot.
So anyway, he passed away on June 26th due to a right cerebral hemorrhage.
Oh, that's terrible.
His family is holding a private funeral ceremony.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Jokes aside, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Sorry, I cope. I cope by making jokes.
Some of us do.
All right. So, yes, very, very prolific voice actor with some very beloved roles. You've definitely left a legacy on the world. Rest in peace.
if anything, Jiva,
Rest in peace.
you watch Shurikenger in memory of Shurikenger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the news.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh, that died
Oh,
too.
what
Fuck
happened?
was
I
that?
streamed it.
What the fuck
My
was
stream
that?
button
you streamed
fell.
it. Oh no! Who will do the bit? Oh wait, I can.
Not my Stream Deck buttons.
Okay, that was
God damn
That was a
it!
good one.
that was really good. Yeah, that was really good.
Usually, if you had said that.
Do you know the Castrangers? The Castrangers? The Castrangers?
Yes, the ones from Toronto.
So they're
The one on.
they're listening to the
My actual street name.
Castrangers. Well, they're listening to the Castrangers.
No.
The
Well,
Castrangers.
she's married to the Castrangers. The Castrangers? No.
All right, this bit's gone on too long. Let's talk about Gotchard.
Sorry.
I mean, I don't want to either, but we gotta.
I like it.
I will say it was.
Nijigon is adorable. I love Nijigon. Nijigon becomes a dime rider. Nijigon things in the Kemi Poke rap. Nijigon. There's my review of the episode.
It's pretty great. I love Nijigon too. I'm with you on this, Emily. I think he's cute.
No, I have to bring this up first because I saw this happen. So we get a scene where Nijigon, he's like helping these two guys like pack shit into a truck, and apparently one of them was played by Fire, Windspector Fire.
Oh, there it is.
And he actually did the fucking thing. He did
I knew that was someone.
I was like, motherfucker!
How did I not recognize
that?
So
I appreciated the fact that.
Oh, hey,
go ahead,
I
Emily.
did notice that Nijigon had his own tiny helmet just for that scene.
They just had a tiny.
Where did they get that?
Where do they get anything?
I don't know.
I love the fact that they just saw this little fucking dragon toy thing and just went, "Bet, sure, help us with our work."
I mean, is that the weirdest thing in this world?
I mean, they've been dealing with these other chemis running around for 40 episodes.
But they're not supposed to know like the chemis exist. Like, don't they wipe their?
That's why they got Men in Black.
Their memories got wiped in the
That's
episode.
true.
Yeah,
As soon as I saw Minato walk up to those two dudes, I'm like, and they're getting neuralized, and pew!
Yeah, no, like at least the girl who meets Nijigon earlier on in like at the beginning of this episode has the decency to be like, oh shit, what are you with these guys?
Ah shit, it's a Pokemon.
It kind of just felt like they just went, cool. Sweet.
Well, obviously this guy isn't phased because he worked with Walter and Beichel his whole life. He's used to this shit.
Actual characters.
Brian.
Sorry,
Okay,
Ichi,
Brian.
it sounded like you were going to say something at the very beginning there.
This is the episode where I feel like the fandom is going to go one of two ways. And by that I mean every single individual person watching this will go down the left path or the right path of you hate Nijigon and are annoyed to shit by him, or you absolutely love him and will die for him.
That seems to be the way.
I feel like you're going to be in a very, very small minority.
I am the former. Nijigon has started to grate.
I'm with you there, buddy.
Nijigon is precious.
I agree. He's the boy.
I love Nijigon. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This show really needed was two mascot characters.
Okay,
I do prefer his other name though.
Dynamite?
Dynamite.
I prefer.
Oh yeah, because it's Bakugo.
I'll say this: I prefer Hopper 1's design. I'll say that.
It's not the designs that's the problem.
Hopper 1's design is fine. What keeps distracting me about Nijigon is just the angle that his arm's at. He always looks like he's ready to either do a Mario jump or just fucking box someone.
He's an action figure.
He is a toy, to be fair.
And he was designed, and he could have been designed better.
That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Looks like a little block dragon.
At this point, the show's budget's gone, so it's like, fuck it, just use toy.
The show's budget is Nijigon.
Yeah, no, this really was a Nijigon centric episode.
Just a real quick aside. I did like seeing Gotchard Platinum use X Fortress as like a platinum shoot ability right at the start of the fight.
Cool.
But it's like, so they're fighting Germain, however the fuck you say it. I'm genuinely German.
The Germans.
And he's like, he says that he wants to eat Nijigon because he's got the start of the Philosopher's Stone in him. And both of us, while watching the episode, were like, "You want to eat Nijigon? Just like my mom?"
Yeah, what's with this thread?
Yeah, like weird amount of eating Nijigon imagery.
Directed as
I'm
James Gunn.
just imagining him like without a mouth, mind you, just crunching on fucking Legos. Like, toy parts.
I love paste.
So like he throws a bunch of Kemi attacks at the golem, blasts through him with Infinix, and then for some fucking reason switches to fucking base form Steam Hopper to kick the actual threat.
Well, yeah.
No. I think what that was implying was that he had to power down, because like when they powered down completely, they looked beat. That's how I interpreted it. It actually like all that energy actually had to force him to go down a thing. But that's how I saw it.
Yeah, he released it, but he still managed to crack off a rider kick, which was what finished it.
Sure.
Yeah, that was my way of thinking about it. Like, he
Trust me,
wasted
if
a bunch
he
of
had
energy and then but he still managed to crack off the rider kick.
Hang on, guys, trying to talk.
Just if they did have Nijigon there, easy. But since we don't,
no,
Nijigon's
Nijigon's not here, so this is how we show off the other forms. So before we spend the rest of the show on exclusively Rainbow.
That's actually why, yes.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go back quickly. Yes, I like the Winspector Soul Brain crossover cameo. Maybe Space Squad is coming back. Maybe Metal Heroes is finally making a comeback, guys.
I saw him do like the thing, and I'm like, you bastard.
I didn't know that was actually the Winspector guy, so I was just thinking in my head, like Winspector.
Mayday, SOS.
It's
got a great theme song.
I've actually been watching some more Winspector. There is an episode early on. We're gonna have to watch it again at some point. It broke me. It fucking broke me.
Oh.
I was cracked out on my lawn. Like, oh my god. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. One day, everyone.
Don't do crack, kids.
Don't do crack.
And so speaking of cameos, the Kamen Rider girls made a cameo.
Is that who they were? I knew they were someone.
I asked you that.
That was my default assumption is the Kamen Rider girls, because who the fuck else could it be?
And they started singing what is best described as the Kemi card poke rap.
My god.
Yeah, except they skipped literally 90% of the song.
We gotta buy the single to
It
hear it.
was so weird.
Jerry, Ichi doesn't like the Kamen Rider girl.
Not gonna lie, that rap's kind of mid.
Yeah, we listened to the full version of the Kemi rap, and it is what it is. It's. I almost respect that they decided to do them all in actual order, as opposed to the Poke rap, where they just do it in whatever the fuck random order.
Well, they didn't do it in random order. They did it in an order that rhymed.
Yeah, they did it in a big rhyme, and it actually worked really well.
Like,
Poke rap is like
it's cool, but it ain't George's Kamen Rider rap song.
Well, that's untouchable.
And I'm just listening to this, and I'm like, I don't know if I can call this a rap song.
The terminology is being used loosely and associatively,
like a sweater loose. Okay.
It's like Yakuza's World. It's just a song that helps you remember them.
But it's just such a ludicrous idea where it's just like so the idea is that Mai Hina and Koyomi are this group of idols. They call themselves the Irise plus girls, which doesn't make sense because they're the girls. So if that's plus Irise, then what the fuck is Irise? That doesn't matter. It's a tangent. I had to get out of the way. So they.
No, that just makes me think of Marina and the Diamonds and also Four Town from Turning Red. Why is it called Four Town if there are 5 of them? I don't know.
So they're participants in this idol contest, and I don't think we ever learned why the contest was happening. Not that it matters, but they're entries in this contest, and then for some reason Mai doesn't show up to the performance after she's interacted with Nijigon. I don't think they explained why she didn't show up. So the other two just come out on stage and go, "Yeah, sorry, our third member's here, so we can't do our performance." And Nijigon goes, "Fuck that, Desu! I'm your new third member!"
And we see it all.
Oh my god. I was fully ready for Nijigon to go full CG and start actually breakdancing. And we got close.
It got real close.
No, and I'm watching the performance.
Kajiki's in the
and then I saw Kajiki and I'm like, of course Kajiki's here.
Why?
Because Kajiki goes everywhere. He has fun with life. He's trying, okay? That's why.
I love even Reggae brings it up. It's just like, wow, Kajiki really does show up everywhere.
Yeah, that's my girl.
He like everyone around him is dancing and cheering, and Kajiki's like, "Wait, what the fuck is that?" And then he gets carted off by dudes in black suits, they're about to assassinate him.
That was the writers sent those guys because they had to get him out of here. I love too that he was actually fully decked out too. He was wearing a jersey or something, some gold chains. He's
man.
Again, this guy has a whole adventure going on when the camera's not on him.
This has the same vibes as Luigi and the Marvelous Compass happening while Mario and the Thousand-Year Door is happening. I want the side adventure.
They're gonna make
where's my Kajiki V cinema?
Exactly.
We'll call it
where he and
Kamen Rider Gotchard.
Kajiki Gaiden.
Kajiki Gaiden.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I was gonna say call it Kamen Rider Gotchard 1.5.
No.
Kamen Rider Kajiki.
So then a fight scene happens, and I guess this construction site is just right outside of this busy city block where the idol contest is happening.
Yes. They're building a high rise.
And then the show decides, GoPro, activate!
Yeah, we get a little bit of a rough and tumble there for a second. Jay, we
yeah,
gotta flex the budget.
Sakamoto being like, "Hey guys, look, I found a GoPro. Let's do this shit."
I found this GoPro in a pile of trash.
We'll see what it does.
Sakamoto just runs up, freaking sucker punches someone, steals his camera.
Here's a question I got for you vis-a-vis the Chemi rap. If everyone doesn't know about chemis, how'd they make a rap about it?
That's a good point.
That is the tip of an iceberg of if I keep asking questions, I will simply go mad because there is no answer.
No. It's because Nijigon thought of the song.
They were singing, weren't they?
They were
singing it
One of
first.
the lyrics was a mysterious voice. I hear this from a mysterious voice.
So does that mean that Nijigon is mind controlling humans now?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or at the very least,
He's been
with his rainbow
mind
breath.
controlling me since the moment he came on screen.
He's turned them into SSRs just like he does the chemis.
That's been the Chemi's plan this whole time.
That's
World
not at all
domination.
worrying.
Well, think of it this way: he didn't take over their minds; he unified their minds with his.
As far as we know.
I'm sure a lot of villains had the same thought. We're not mind controlling, we're unifying.
Isn't that what they all say?
Yeah!
Wow, these chemis do need to be stopped.
Or at least this one. It has the power to hypnotically suggest humans into singing raps about a bunch of Pokemon creatures they've never met.
Not just that, I have to assume that choreography wasn't planned out until then. He's also controlling their bodies, or at least sending impulses.
That's very possible. I just assumed that was the choreography for the song they were supposed to sing, and then they just sang the new song over it.
Could you? Sure, but could you imagine? Because the show loves.
This is more fun.
This show loves its twists. Could you imagine the actual twist is, oh no, they were evil the whole time?
That's what the Hades King seems to posit.
Can we please talk about the fucking Atropos big brain moment she fucking had?
Go ahead.
Oh my god.
But first, I just want to make this one joke about Nijigon.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Carl, I now understand why we don't have the chemis talk. We should fire him. That's a Phineas and Ferb joke for all of you.
That's why I don't get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Someone in the chat laughing.
A lot of us are a little bit too. I was a bit old for Phineas and Ferb.
So, oh my god. So Atropos goes when we saw in a previous episode, she goes up to Rene and it's like oh if you kill German for me and I'll be a good person and stuff like that, and Rene's like, okay, sure.
I promise I won't attack humans anymore.
So they defeat German. And he's like, oh, I'll eat up Atropos and restore my power, and just she fucking shoves Geryon's gold cube into him, and then literally explodes Geryon out of German.
Yeah, apparently putting that Rubik's cube into him just turned him inside out and deletes German and restores Geryon.
It's a horror.
Yeah, because remember he ate him.
Yeah, that's why I said inside out.
So I love, and I hope Decker can get this shot for me. I just love when Geryon's walking away and Atropos follows him, and just the fucking sassy ass look she gives Rene, thanks, bitch.
I also love that he exploded out of this god of alchemy's body with a brand new leather jacket.
And I'm gonna say this. Well, that leather jacket represents the accumulative power he just got from taking over the body of a god, basically. I'll say this. Interesting plot development. You remember how the other one, the one with the cool triangle face,
Gigist.
Gigist, yes. Remember how he said that if they kill German, his power would...
Gigas gets his power?
Yeah, or...
Doesn't look like that's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Now that power is rogue and unaccounted for, number one. And number two, like, that's an interesting statement. How does that work? Is it like a... Because they're a trinity. I mean, does he have to be involved in the killing or, like, you know, request it in order to get the power? Or, like...
They don't explain the mechanisms very well, but I assume what was meant to happen was as German was dying, Gigis would swoop in and gulp his energy up.
Okay. Or does it...
Or does it, like, equally distribute between him and Galea?
Exactly, yeah.
Like, is it an automatic process, or does action need to be taken?
Is this a quickening? Or is this...
Is my question.
Yeah. Is this a quickening?
There can be only 3.
Also, I'm sorry,
One
Paul,
of
but
the 3.
he may have gotten a new sweet leather jacket, but he still only got half a pair
He
of
still
glasses.
has the terrible half glasses.
No, I know, I hate
A
it.
monocle, if you will.
It's not. It's not a monocle.
It is a monocle.
It's actually it's actually half a pair of glasses. It appears to be.
Yeah, that's not a monocle.
It's so funny.
Mono, meaning one. Ocle, meaning awful.
Aesthetically speaking, it's not a monocle.
This is so hilarious because one of the things that FF14 added in the expansion that dropped this morning was a separate slot for face wear. So one of my glams, I have a hat that, as part of the hat, has a monocle over one eye. And then in the separate face wear slot, I have a separate monocle on the other eye.
Just get a pince nez!
Which means you have 2 monocles.
Yeah!
Bare monocles.
Just get
I have pince nez on other glams!
Well, you're doing on this one!
Wait a minute. If you have 2 monocles, does that mean you have bionicles?
Michaels?
No!
I wish I had bionicles. I love bionicles.
Michaels?
Nice.
It's
Oh, dear.
Instead of monocle, bicycle.
Oh,
I have bionicles.
I love bionicles.
People have been doing in the fucking Discord poll channel whose favorite fucking bionicles. I don't know. I don't keep track of that.
They're
I
going back
just-
for
I had the McDonald's Happy Meal blue one. I liked that one.
So anyway, Gotchard formed a Sentai by spawning clones of Steamhopper, Ant Wrestler, and Lightning Jungle.
That was fun.
Jungler.
Yeah.
The jungler.
Just like my dad does. So that was a fun bit.
Yeah, seeing them up.
And I love that
like that
right after that happens, apparently by winning that fight, they earned the budget for Nijigon to finally be displayed in CG instead of the prop.
Did it.
Gotchard Sentai, Gotcha Brothers!
God damn it, Jerry. Garyonical?
Should be the name of the episode.
No!
Oh, wait, yeah. Never mind.
So anyway, next week we get to meet another secret Kami, number 102, Mew 3, and Sabimaru's brother.
Clearly it's Celebi.
Yeah.
Also, the next episode's going to be done by Toyotaka Taguchi, Mr. Ultraman.
Fun.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
So expect some good writing.
As opposed
As opposed to Hasegawa. No, this wasn't Hasegawa. This was what's his name? The guy that wrote Dawn Brothers' daughter. She wrote this.
Inoue's daughter?
Yeah, Inoue's daughter wrote this episode.
Oh.
Which is why Sakamoto just went fucking nuts with the action. Just, what do I do? Fuck it. Just go nuts.
Bro.
I'll admit, it was cool, but then it got me a bit motion sickness.
Yeah.
It was a bit too chaotic.
Speaking of
But it
chaos.
was nice to see all 3 of them together.
Yeah. Speaking of chaos. Wait, it's my turn to do this. I got my Boon controller. So this, I love that the first scene was a bar that Taya bought just to have a meeting with Sakito.
Full Bruce Wayne move.
Yes.
That was very, very. I mean, if we're gonna accuse Taya of being Batman, then
Right?
I'm buying this hotel.
Like, did he keep it afterwards? Did he sell it back?
Probably just something. That's what rich people do. They buy shit, makes them more money on the side.
Knowing him, he probably paid the owner double to take it back. Because
he rents
kind
it
of just has
and
this
keeps the money
thing, I guess.
Yeah, so the major plot of this episode is Byundi is looking for Bundorio. He wants to talk to him, but Bundorio doesn't want to see Byundi because he's ashamed because they used to be rivals. But there was also another really good lore bit this episode because we learned the origin of the name Boonboomgers.
That's the most important part.
You gotta be. It's Boom Boom doesn't want to talk to the Boom Boom.
Yeah. Boom Boom wants to Boom Boom, but Boom Boom doesn't want to Boom Boom.
I thought it was
Boom Boom.
By the way, good night, Jerry. He left the chat.
Yeah.
Bye, Jerry.
Oh, good night. I'm just clicking on here.
I was kind of getting the vibe from the last episode and going into this episode. I kind of had a guess that Byundi was the actual race member of the team they used to be on together, and I was thinking that Bundorio was less of a racer and more of the pit crew, and I thought that was accurate, especially considering that Bundorio has the screwdriver as a weapon.
No, they were both racers, apparently.
Apparently they were both racers, but I think Bundorio was more focused as like a pit crew, considering what he does in this episode.
Yeah, and like also just he helps make the tech and shit to begin with.
So which one's Will Ferrell and which one's John C. Reilly?
Those are the other two members.
I think the real question is which one is Sweet JP and which one's Frisbee.
Are you talking about Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr.?
Yes.
It's time to boon and boom.
Time to boon and boon.
I thought it was a cute touch too when they're in the bar. Like, first of all, they make a point no one's drinking alcohol.
Yeah, it's all tomato juice.
Like, it was funny because their colors kind of lined up at first.
Genba makes drinks for all of them of their color.
Yeah, but except he's only an orange drink and he gives that to Pink. I think that's what happened there.
No, I think he gave her a pink drink.
Did she?
He had his own orange drink.
Yeah, but like especially with red and blue, you could tell it's like, hey, that's red, that's blue. They're doing a thing.
Also,
well, Joe's just drinking a Coke.
Joe fucking rocked that tux.
Oh, they all rocked their full outfits.
Well, because like I like the idea of them all like okay, I bought this really nice bar, so everyone dress nice.
It's a formal day.
And also, it's a really fucking nice bar. Japan's got really, really nice bars.
So many dead animals on the wall.
Yeah, they have like 3 stags up there. Like the name of the bar in real life. The 3 stags.
They use antlers in all of their decorating.
Nice.
I had a thought, and this is, I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, it's irrelevant. But I'm just thinking about the wording. He said that he bought the bar. I'm just thinking to myself, did he buy the actual property, or did he just buy out the bar? Like, did he just like purchase the entire bar privately for like?
I don't think the writers thought that far in.
I'm just thinking about that because we watch fan subs, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if that's what happened.
No, it's like
I can see it being that he bought out the bar for the day so that they can have the meeting in private in some place fancy.
It is well within his character to just purchase the land that the actual building that it's on.
No. It's like the end of Batman v Superman where he saves like Mama Kent's house and he's like how'd you like get the house back, and he's like, I bought the bank.
Okay.
So
what's your superpower? I'm rich.
I noticed that the opening did not update with the debut of Boon Violet this week.
He's not part of the team proper yet. So.
They're gonna exactly. They're gonna wait until after next episode.
Yeah, because this is a very, very short rival to join the team ratio.
It's a 3-parter, really.
He gave him a freebie this week.
Boon Violet has like one of the coolest Ranger outfits I've ever seen.
It's pretty good. Cool.
I don't like the gloves.
I think the gloves help sell it, honestly.
I was just about to say that I love the gloves.
The gloves are my favorite part.
I love the whole suit except for the helmet. But the helmet offends the helmet on this one offends me very slightly less than the other helmets, I'll say.
He doesn't like tire face.
The tire Ningen faces is still not good.
I disagree. But
I'll put a tire in your face.
So I liked, like, I know this is like going ahead a little bit, but I like that we saw like Sakito, he like pulls out this card, and it's like it has like a racer on it. Like
it's like a rookie card of some sort.
It's like a rookie card. It has like a racer and like a purple uniform. And I love that because of looking at this one shot of this card, I was like, oh, I understand Sakito's character entirely. I know exactly what his whole fucking backstory is about.
I didn't get a good enough look at it to see what was really on it. I couldn't tell like if it was him or it was someone else.
It was
like it's his dad.
It's obviously some racer like he looked up to when he was a kid. Because remember, he got taken away in space.
So does that mean
Star-Lord?
Yes, he's Star-Lord. We talked about that. So does that mean the person on the card was his actual dad on Earth or the person who kidnapped him?
Could be either.
No. I think it's just some racer he looked up to.
Yondu or Ego.
Yeah, it's a card of Yondu.
So is this gonna be Star-Lord versus Batman Ranger?
Yep. Marvel versus DC all over again.
Yeah,
Did
Marvel
it
versus DC.
It's Tony Stark. It's Tony Stark versus Star-Lord.
Set in the Fast Furious universe.
Yeah.
The family.
It is all about family.
I love it. It's like, oh, what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say? Jesus, you're from Earth. No, I'm from Japan. Yeah, that's on Earth, dipshit. What are you hassling us for?
So
his real name is Taya Toretto.
So Bundorio tells us a little bit more about the fact that he and Byundi were teammates in the Big Bang Grand Prix. And he created the Boon Boom controller to use himself to go faster so that he'd be able to beat Byundi more than the one time he did, which leads me to my immediate question of, if this was for you to use yourself, why does it look like it was clearly made for Byundi?
Because he needs to
I'm sorry, Yuji, but some of the phrasing in that sentence.
What?
Some of the phrasing in that sentence. They were partners in the Big Bang Grand Prix, and he built something that would make him go faster.
Again, save it for Dick King.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Oh yeah, I like that. It's like, his name's Bune Diesel. You can call him Byundi for short.
So apparently, because Bundorio beat Byundi in one race, that's why their team name was the Boonboomgers, and then that name eventually became the name of the Sentai.
Which that's interesting. It's always interesting where they get the names for this stuff.
Yeah, and as you might have expected, Byundi wanted the team name to be ByunByunMach, and I'm kind of glad it's not.
I do think that it should be Byun Violet.
The reason he's Boon Violet is because the team name is Boonboomgers.
I get that, but
I understand what you're saying. Because he's associated with Byundi, he has Bune in a lot of his attacks and motifs.
Because his
his Ranger form is Boon Violet because he's a Boonboomger.
And also his context for having his morpher is knowing Byundi. So,
but it is also the Boon Boom controller, not the Bune controller. Even though a lot of what it does has Bune instead of Boon.
So that means Byundi did that as spite.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually, hold on. Which has the more asinine way they got their name? This or King Oger?
No, the way King Oger got its name is amazing because it was
I thought you always said that was stupid.
No. The way they got their name is great. The fact that the team name and the Megazord name are the same name is the thing that's stupid.
Oh, okay. So,
but the way they got their team name in King Oger was amazing because Rita had the long ass name that was abbreviated.
Okay, I misunderstood what you meant by that. But so then I asked you again. I just rephrased the question.
Yeah.
Which has the more like that. Why is that like the fact that that's the name?
Well, the two team names don't have the same problem.
I guess.
Because
I was just like looking up Boon Violet pictures on Google. Someone barely did this.
Because like the same way that Boonboomger solved the problem by making their robot's name BoonBoomger Robo, the King Oger could have done the same fucking thing by calling it King Oger Robo.
I love just seeing the gears in your head like just connect, like because you're bringing it all together, man.
Yeah, and I posited forever ago that the Megazord should have been called King Ojin.
See this picture, by the way?
Yeah. Is it Steve Carell?
No, it's Ryan Gosling.
Oh, okay. I can tell them apart.
The hotter Steve Carell.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling is the hot Steve Carell.
They're both generically pleasant white guys.
Yeah.
I think someone shopped this because he was in a movie called Driver.
I think someone shopped this.
No, this is real. This was when Ryan Gosling was doing a press for the Barbie movie.
This is for the Power Rangers version.
No. If Ryan Gosling ever ends up becoming a Power Ranger, I'm all for it, 100%.
I'm just Bune. I don't have a follow-up to that.
I was gonna say, I'm just Bune.
Speaking of follow-ups, how about the villains this episode?
Cell was talking about how bad he felt for the three-seaters having to run treadmills in those suits.
Oh my god! Like those things are hot enough to begin with.
And it's like we gotta get muscles. I'm like, you guys are suit actors. You guys are already fucking ripped.
I love also that the Hasharians are so like fed up with Kanenborg's bullshit. It's like, all right, guys, go. Yeah, tail to nose.
Tail to nose.
And they just don't fucking care anymore.
I think they're gonna become good guys, honestly. At this point.
That'd be so funny.
They're like Jesse
They're gonna
and
be
James.
dancing on us.
That's what we've been saying.
But are they though? Because they like each other. They never bicker.
Oh, that
I've
was
never seen them
Jesse
argue,
and James like each other.
but they're always bickering.
Sure, because people who
Okay,
like
but that's
each other...
not what we're seeing here, though. We're seeing them supporting each other constantly.
The difference is
They're more like fucking, honestly, like the atoms than anything.
The difference is Jesse and James are trying to do shit. They're the ones setting the traps. They're the ones trying to capture shit. The three-seaters are just the ones like setting up other things. Like they spawn the monster of the week.
Exactly.
Yarokar goes into the highway dimension. They themselves don't do much.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm saying I don't see the Jesse James thing other than the fact one's a man, one's a woman, and there's a cat.
No, what we need more of is more of Yarokar's fucking sass. I love it.
Yes.
I love his fucking sass.
And like I said,
you
when
tell me that
Hang on.
those two with the cat coming up with the trap of the week in the least logical way possible.
They don't though.
Wait, which three are we talking about?
The three.
The three.
Because you said the two of them and the cat setting up the traps. I'm like, wait, is he talking about Jesse James and Meowth?
I'm talking about both Jesse James and Meowth and these.
But
guys.
they don't do that.
I mean, like they picked a treadmill.
Jesse and James set traps. The three-seaters spawn monsters.
Yeah.
But just like Jesse and James.
Yeah, exactly.
Boba Fett.
No, I'm supporting the idea that they're Jesse James and Meowth, basically.
I just don't see it other than
even if they don't have the same exact modus operandi, they give off similar vibes.
Do they?
Agree. I think they do.
The gasoline is Pikachu.
It's the same. It's the same writer.
There is a kick. There is a Coke.
I'm not saying there's zero, but like I don't get Jesse James vibes.
Yeah. Anyways,
honestly.
we don't need to dwell on this. We got.
This is why we do the podcast.
So anyway, the monster of the week is spawned from a fucking treadmill and becomes the Jim Kurumaju.
And they get gasoline just by having them work out normally.
Yeah,
we also
I love
get
that.
the two bodybuilders again.
Yeah, who are these guys?
The guy in the white shirt's best known for being recently in Ultraman Blazar. The dude's fucking ripped, and after shooting an episode, he went to go join this contest and ended up winning the damn thing.
What, like is like a Mr. Universe contest or something?
No, it was like a wipeout type of like
it was
Oh.
Ninja Warrior. Yeah, he
one
won.
of those.
I think
Okay.
they're just a couple of beefcake extras that they just
hang around the toy studio.
Yeah. Someone there clearly likes him.
Yeah.
I love this little thing too they did where it's very cute where when they were on the treadmill they're told to get off and they do this thing where they just stop and you can see them still sliding as the thing's slowing down. It just drops. I just love that. That was a cute little touch.
Yep. So yeah, the Jim Maju starts dropping fucking barbells on randos, getting them to exercise and scream in pain. And then the fucking Boonboomgers show up, and then we cut away and cut back, and then like they're all like harassed by having to lift barbells. But the best shot in the whole episode is when you see Genba, Boon Orange, and he's just covered in barbells, but he's absolutely handling them.
Like he's like all crouched down too. Like, it's just like, how did that happen?
Yemba's a boss.
Yemba is still the best member of the team, in my
The
opinion.
implication is that like he just like caught them in all those places, assumed a stance, and just went.
Yep. Man is stanced up.
He's got the horse.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're all having their trouble, and then Sakito unmorphed warps in and goes, "Hire me, fuckers! Here's a demonstration of my power."
And like he literally comes, like you said, he's unmorphed, but he speeds in.
Yeah.
Have they established you can do that?
I don't know.
Because like I'm just that like just shows he's more powerful, if not, you know.
He's been out in space. He's probably had a lot of adventures. It's probably just a thing to show that he's more physically fit than them, and
He's been exposed to cosmic radiation.
Well, I wouldn't say
He has
that.
10 years
I'm just
to
saying that. Yeah, I'd say it's the difference between Star-Lord and a regular person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Star-Lord has had, like, a bunch of adventures.
Or maybe it's something he does with the Boon Controller that's not henching.
Yeah.
I just think he's skilled at what he does. I think he's just been in a more diverse environment out in space, and he's had a lot more diverse experience than these guys who've been on the planet this entire time.
Yep. And so we get him henching into Boon Violet, and it's still not the stock henshin. I have full faith that we will see it soon.
I think he's the one who does.
I like the lightning, though. The lightning is cool.
The lightning and the Eurobeat music is still great.
The Eurobeat music I'm all here for. I fucking love that shit.
I want him to have an insert theme that's just fucking like actual Eurobeat or fucking Gamble Rumble or Night of Fire.
Yeah, get the actual initial D guy.
Yeah.
Just fucking music song for him. That'd be amazing.
There is a song in the Eurobeat soundtrack that's titled as just Boom Boom Fire. Boom Boom Fire, Boom Boom Fire. Someone's making that music video right now and it's not me.
Oh,
why is it not
Definitely gonna be you.
I saw a clip on Twitter where someone like made a compilation of Boon Violet to like the original Speed Racer theme song.
I saw that.
Like, fuck yeah, I loved it. So good.
But yeah, we get to see more of his techniques. We see Gatling, which we saw last week. We see Sniper Mode. We see him do his Bakuage Fire Hisatsu. And then we discover what modification Cannonborg made to Yarokar.
We gotta talk about that. We didn't really it was kind of low-key creepy because like Yarokar comes back, he's like, "Oh, that hurt."
They modified me
while I was asleep.
Creepy.
Ew.
Yeah, while he was asleep without his consent. That was gross.
And we find out what he could do
crying.
now.
The villain is evil, everyone.
Cough and fall over dead. So yeah, now Yarokar can do the highway beam, which just makes the monster grow giant without having to go through the highway dimension.
Well, you thought we were keeping up the whole show? No.
This is exactly what I was afraid of. We're actively looking for ways to reduce the amount of time spent in the highway dimension.
I'll say this though. Can I say this though? I mean, okay. Objectively look at this from the perspective of a world with powers and stuff like that. The highway dimension, like the rainbow, I always just call it
Rainbow Road.
Yeah, it's a time. It is a time waster, like non-diegetically with us, where it's like, you know, it's just a bunch of footage that they throw in there to make it look pretty. But it's also a prep period for the powers of summoning your Zords and shit like that. This guy skips it.
We are 17 episodes into this show, and they still have explained 0% of how and why the highway dimension exists. And we're already phasing it out before we even get to that?
But what I mean is the villain has a means of skipping an entire step where like they're traveling through the rainbow dimension, they're not causing damage to the surroundings around them.
Oh, sure.
Whereas they still have to go through that. To me, that's a viable power-up.
Sure, like in context of the universe, if the villain has that ability, absolutely, it's within their right to take full advantage of it.
But it doesn't seem to be doing anything different, though. That's another part of it.
It doesn't afford them any bonus other than skipping the highway dimension.
They still gotta wait.
It's a time saver, and in context, from their perspective, that works. But I'm talking about from a writing narrative standpoint, in terms of justifying the existence of the highway dimension. We still don't know how it exists. We don't know why it exists. And the Rangers still have to use it.
And if it was always stock footage, I'd be more inclined to say, okay, yeah, we can just see it. But it was always kind of unique.
My theory is that it's a means, I always bounce back to things like Animorphs and things like that. But it's zero space. It's a means of traveling long distances in a short amount of time.
It's literally a space bridge.
Yeah.
No, that's the vibe I get from it. But until they tell us that, all we can do is guess.
Sure, I don't think we're because this show is meant for children. I don't think we're meant to figure that out by now.
No, but I'm just hoping that, as Orb is mentioning in our chat, I'm hoping this doesn't end up like the fucking Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad dimension from Dawn Brothers that went literally completely unexplained.
Oh,
What?
I hope they explain it. Certainly, I just think that's the explanation they're going to use.
I just think that it would have been a better choice for us to get some context on that world, that universe, before we start minimizing and phasing it out.
Like, it's going to be like the final nail in the coffin will be if the Boonboomgers themselves are okay. Now we don't need to use it anymore ourselves, because like that's the thing. Like even in the rules of like the Tokuverse, like you know every morph is a free move, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they get big right away. Okay, we still gotta wait for them though.
Yeah. Yes, so this is the debut of Byundi's giant vehicle and robot form, ByunByunMach, or Maha, depending on how you choose to pronounce it.
Looked
Hey, Alex.
That did look cool, yeah.
I thought that was very cool. The Jim Guruma assumes his super secret second form, which is just a giant treadmill.
Okay. Oh, I almost choked on my gum there. I regretted, like when they turned the treadmill into the monster, like halfway through the episode, I had a thought. I didn't say it. I thought, I hope he turns into a giant treadmill and like they have to drive on him. But I didn't say it because it's like, nah, they won't do that.
That's stupid.
It's exactly what happens. It's literally what happens. I gotta go with my gut more.
Yeah, see?
That was really funny though.
You experienced your own personal moment of we're too good at this.
These powers.
What the hell? What the hell can I actually do with these from a practical basis?
Oh, we're doing it now.
Our ranger powers, they're useless, but they're so useful.
Our ability to see the tropes.
Very minor superpowers.
That's what it is. So wait, what's your very minor super weakness?
I'll have to think about that.
Not being able to come up with a weakness.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have that weakness. It's called allergies.
Yeah.
It's not even allergies, it's just a crippling fear.
So yeah, Byundi in his car form drives along the treadmill while he gets rocks thrown at him, gets a tire damaged, and then we get the bit where Bundorio rolls a spare tire that he apparently had up onto the battlefield and changes out his tire, which supports my thought that Bundorio was his pit crew.
It seems to be the angle they're going for.
I mean, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I also just from like a visual standpoint really liked how they did that because it was all practical.
Yeah.
Like that probably was the actual treadmill they used to do shots like that at the studio.
Could be.
And like they just filmed it from a different angle. And specifically the blowout on the tire I thought looked really cool.
Yeah.
I really like so I like Byundi's like car form.
Uh-huh.
I like the fact that it looks like he's driving himself.
Yeah,
and his car form is
his
like
weapon is like this long ass bow gun, and then he like sits down and puts the weapon between his legs, which then combines him into a formula car using the wheels on his legs and back.
And then Violet pilots him.
Yeah,
and I really like that.
Yeah.
Inception.
You know what it makes me think about? Mighty Morphin Megazord tank form.
A little bit.
Yeah, I was actually getting a vibe.
It does transform by standing up, so yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate. I've always wanted to see tank form do more because I think it looks really, really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And with this, I'm like, I'm kind of getting that itch scratched where I'm like,
yeah,
oh, like a rolling mobile Megazord kind of thing. Like that's really cool. I can't remember the last time I've seen that.
And then we see him stand up into Mach Robo, and then they summon a giant version of the Boon controller as like this arrow turret, and then he does the Hisatsu where he blasts him. And then he drives through a goalpost that was apparently there the whole time.
I personally think Bundario just set that up.
Toku shenanigans, there's optics,
Either that or there was like a Formula One race in town at the time.
Yeah.
It's like you asked, Paul, like, where are these giant roads coming from?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that was the thing that I noticed. the roads that they're driving on, like
Very wide.
Like yeah, when you see Byun still in his like riding Megazord form traveling down these roads, I'm like, he's only taking up like maybe 2/3 of that road.
I imagine those are highways.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
like human highways,
like 7-8 lane highways
with multiple lanes.
I don't think
only
so.
one
I would
of
have
me.
to look at the actual still frame of the thing. But
I think in universe that's what it's supposed to be because highways are pretty wide.
Sorry, what was that, Lane?
Said only one of me, please. Thank you.
You don't want 50 well-oiled lanes?
I don't think anyone wants that.
You've always
It's an
wanted
engine.
that.
Ichi, that's got to be the thumbnail now.
Well-oiled.
52 pictures of Lane as he's well oiled.
Nope, too much work.
No.
Lane, send us pictures of you well oiled. Come on, do it.
No, I refuse.
Send pics.
Just go full Dick King.
Come on, man, do it for us.
No.
Well, the joke is bowling related, so just a composite picture of a bunch of bowling lanes.
I'll just put my head. I'll just put my head in the Shino Bowl.
So, we discover that the Boom Boom controller has a function that I absolutely did not see coming. Apparently, it can take phone calls.
Yeah, and it looks like he didn't know that either.
Yeah, he was looking at it like, "Buh."
This takes calls.
In terms of devices, what can't really?
Valid. So yeah.
It's powered by Android.
Oh, there you go.
It's Space Android.
Yeah. And then basically the episode ends with Shashiro coming in revealing that he did some research on Sakito. So next week we're gonna get the Star-Lord story.
How did he get up into space? Was it Yondu? Was he his daddy? Find out
Mary
next time.
Poppins, y'all.
Was it Byundu?
Byundu. That's got to be his name.
Could you imagine, like, just somehow they actually got Michael Rooker to be there? The guy will not say no to a job.
I'm Byun Poppins, y'all.
We need him. We need him to do like the commercials, like Tommy Lee Jones did.
Oh yeah, Michael Rooker.
Yeah,
maybe he has, honestly.
Byun, man.
Oh my.
Yeah, why not?
We gotta get Vin Diesel to be a spokesperson for.
Oh my god. I love Orb in the chat. Instead of Star-Lord, it's Car-Lord.
Who?
Oh my god.
Alright, so yeah, they didn't update the ending yet either. I'm kind of not looking forward to seeing Sakito as part of this happy-go-lucky little dance number.
My question is, will Byundi be there too?
Oh, probably.
Will they sing a duet? By the end of the show, they will sing a duet.
Most likely, they'll keep the 5 of them doing the dance, but then they'll insert shots of them
Sakito dancing separately.
Yeah, with the like they always do with the Sixth Ranger, like Kirame Silver did.
Yeah,
they're not gonna refilm that whole thing. Like, just
no.
Don't tamper with diamonds. So yeah, next week, Sakito joins the Boonboomgers.
Or does he?
That arc sure lasted long.
Absolutely, he will. We've seen it.
I don't know, that press photo of all 6 of them posing together as if they just did a roll call.
Those bits of footage in the next time on Boonboomger that shows him clearly fighting with the team.
Yeah, fake news.
Can I just say, I fucking love the action in Boonboomger.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Really good.
It's so fucking good.
Very well choreographed, very well shot. That's another big part of it. Like, they're definitely having they're flexing on that aspect for sure. There was there was one good really good miniature set they used in this towards the end too. Again, I think it probably was like when they were having like the checkered flag and everything. Like, that was fun. But yeah.
Yeah.
So Boondario,
he's really cool.
So Boondario and Boon Diesel, they fucking.
They are homosexuals.
No.
Could be.
They're gonna throw out.
I mean, they are going to combine. We know that.
Yeah. That's insertion. It takes trust.
Whoa.
Alright, son, dude, you know what? You dumbass forgot to combine.
Got ties?
Got that?
Oh dear.
Featured topic.
Yeah.
What the sweet ever-loving fuck did we watch this week, Gar?
Japanese Birdman.
Taiwanese Birdman.
You just told him not to be racist,
fuck.
yes.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to talking about Japanese.
They specifically bring in someone who's Japanese in one scene.
my bad. I'm so used to talking about Japanese tokusatsu that my Birdman thing stands.
Sure.
But yeah, Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Taiwanese. Sorry about that. My bad.
So I'll be brutally honest. I don't remember how I came across this movie.
I'll say this, I'm glad you did, because
Yeah.
I had a good time with
I'm
this.
gonna go with Dick first.
As we learn later.
So yeah, the year was
2013.
2013. 2003. The year was 2003.
Really?
And there was this great space hero named Fly, who's like, imagine Kamen Rider, but he's a fly instead of a grasshopper.
Imagine if they
great.
take Kamen Rider Ichigo's suit, throw Kamen Rider Double's helmet on it, then turn it all blue.
You'd think Ichi would love this.
Oh, it was like Ichigata colors. I noticed.
No, Ichigata's more of it's more of a Ichigata's
Teal?
still mostly teal greenish. This is definitely like a pale blue. This was a pale blue.
But anyway, Gar,
Blue.
continue with what you were saying.
All right, so yeah, 2003. I think it's Space Hero Fly. Yeah,
Space Hero Fly.
Everyone's loving it. You know, the actors on top, the president of the studio the chairman of the studio loves it. Everything's going great. And then it keeps going.
For 10 years.
You know what? It's just, we're gonna keep rocking over and over and over. It cuts to present day Homer and over and over.
It's hard to fill out a stadium 10 years running. Some people can do it.
Imagine if Kamen Rider Ichigo was 10 years long.
Right. Okay, so this is a genuinely interesting idea for a movie for me. Because what it is this guy who plays a very popular superhero on TV. It's just about that. It's about his life. It's about him.
It's about his life as the actor.
Yeah, him struggling. I thought at first what this was going to be was a mockumentary of like a behind the scenes of like a fake Toku show.
Yeah.
Like, hi, my name is such and such, and that's how it starts. Like, and like we see around like the set, we see this is my friend. He plays the monster.
He didn't have any other name in the movie other than Monster.
Yeah, that's his name. Like,
that's amazing.
He was the best character in the fucking movie.
He really was.
He flipped the bird like 3 times.
Always smoking.
The montage. This is Monster just getting his ass handed to him. He's my best buddy.
I love when there's like a scene with him where like the director's like talking to him or something like that, and he's just like, "Hey man, you're stepping on my member," and he's like stepping on his like tail. What a guy!
Just like at one point early, one of the first scenes we have of TA and Monster just talking to each other. It's just like, you know, dude, I want to open a ramen shop, and then he does, and it's Monster Ramen, and it's awesome.
I'd go there. Like, and it's so weird because this turned out, I wasn't expecting this because it's a comedy first and foremost.
Yeah.
This is so surprisingly wholesome, this movie.
It's weirdly heartfelt despite the amount of like jabs at actual Toku and absolutely inappropriate dick jokes.
There's a lot of dick jokes in this.
And like he works in porn for a few minutes in the movie.
We'll get there.
Yeah. But like despite all of the tongue-in-cheek and tongue-in-pants of the whole movie, it did have a weirdly wholesome core to it.
Well, I think what that comes from is like this movie, it's poking fun at Toku, clearly loves Toku, clearly loves Kamen Riders, to be specific. But also like, okay, I got a bit of like an Ed Wood vibe from this, honestly, where it's showing like, goddamn, this is a hard life, but you know what? There's something to it.
Like Ed Wood as in the director, or Ed Wood as in the movie about Ed Wood?
The movie Ed Wood. The real Ed Wood died penniless and alcoholic. It's very sad.
Okay, one thing I want to get out of the way about the show in the movie, Space Hero Fly. Everyone is giant all of the time, even untransformed, and that's confusing.
But you know what's even weirder than that? There's a dream
No,
scene where we see him
and
small.
then he grows.
No, there was yes to you, Cell.
see-
There was a dream where he was small and then became giant, but there are several shots where he is giant in the city set and then transforms.
Well, Gar's saying he becomes giant even unmorphed.
But
But-
you gotta remember,
but why?
Ichi, you gotta remember, by that point in the show, no one is caring behind the scenes.
That is true. That is true.
Which makes so the show is literally just him showing up, already giant, transforming, fighting the monster, killing it, end of show. There's no other scenes, other locations, no story beyond fight monster.
Could this be a take on how a lot of Toku is, really, when you think about it? Wait a second. Wait a darn second. Like I said, this is like clearly like, you know, there's love, but it is also taking jabs at it. Like
it's a quote bonus stage, but it's a loving hate.
Yeah. Like
I don't think it's meant to be like a real show. I think
Obviously not.
Obviously not, but I think it's meant to be like a 5-minute, 6-minute show that comes on before the actual television shows, you know?
Really?
If they had said that at some point, that would have completely explained away all of this. But as usual, we here at Castranger, I cannot resist my God-given urge to deconstruct any plot hole that is presented to me.
We must observe diegesis.
Yes.
It's kind of like the show Red Man, where there is no plot. You just go in and you beat the shit out of the monster.
Well, I mean, because here's the thing, though. The show talks about that. I mean, the movie talks about that. How, because, like, okay, something I kind of liked about this movie, it didn't go for the whole, like, oh, no, but everyone loves us, so, but you're going to cancel us anyway just because you want to go with the future. It's like, no, your ratings suck. Like, we actually get them what they are later. It's like, you are actively costing us money.
The actor and the head of the studio are, like, very well acquainted, and the head of the studio keeps the Space Hero Fly show going because it presents a good message to kids, even though the show is tanking in ratings and costing the studio money.
And and again, I think this was kind of well written because, like, what ends up happening is the chairman's daughter, who was living in America, and we know
Ying!
That's a real name. Like, she's like, no, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna modernize this. You know what kids don't want to see?
You know what we're gonna come up with? Power Rangers Zeo, second season after 10 years.
Because that's what I was gonna say. We were getting sick of Mighty Morphin 3 years. This has been happening 10 years. This is not the wrong choice to be making.
No.
And like that, and that's the movie. Is like, oh hey, yeah, look, you're great, and you do good. In fact, we do see he is great at being a Toku actor.
Yeah.
Like, he's wonderful at it, in fact, and he's got a genuine. He wants to be doing this. He wants to send the message out. But it's like, bro, you're getting old. Like we gotta replace you with a hot young look,
old and busted, new hotness.
Idol.
And they come up with Space Hero Face.
Literally, this guy looked like Kabuto, but without the horn.
He looked like if you smashed Kabuto and Axel together. And
the face kind of, the pattern of the lights on the face reminded me of Excel, but other than that, absolutely Kabuto halfway between his two forms.
And this 100% feels like they're making fun of the whole, like, you know, okay, you're the old
Showa versus Heisei.
Yeah, like, look at us now, cool Heisei. Like,
old and busted, new hotness.
I'll say this, though.
And the new hotness is from 2006.
I'll say this. Every time I looked at Fly, I appreciated it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it is a well-constructed... Like, it looks great for a Showa suit.
Yeah.
Like, it looked... I mean, it was made in 2013. But or 14
for the time.
But I think that, like, that's part of the charm of it. Like, that was ingrained in making the suit.
Sure.
Whereas I think that it was ingrained in the suit that it looks, with Face, it looks cool when you first see it, but every time you look at it,
it gets less cool.
It looks a little bit more lame.
Yeah,
I can see that being.
I did get that feeling. I was getting more and more tired of seeing it the more I had to.
It's hot and flashy, but it's flash in the pan versus, you know, it's normal.
Tried and true.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I listened to like because the person playing Face is also a pop star, I believe.
Yeah, he had straight up music videos and stage shows,
eyeliner,
his
and
songs
emo hair.
His songs are very dark and edgy, but they talk about justice prevailing. And things like it sounds like it should. The lyrics sound like they should be corny.
Yeah.
But they're on this dark, edgy, like, you know, I'm a super cool fucking pop star. Like,
the lyrics are Toku lyrics, but the music is boy band music.
Like his choreography, but it's very slow and thumpy, and like what his choreography is like menacingly like jerky kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like there's a tonal dissonance between like what Face is trying to basically pick up and his approach to it.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that in terms of him being he's not the second.
This show did a really good job making Face absolute cringe.
Yeah.
Yes. He's
this
very
movie.
cringe.
Let's talk about that for a second before we get into the plot proper. Let's talk about the suits. Like, what do you think about them in general, though? Like,
I absolutely get what they're going for.
Yeah, but like, if these were real Kamen Riders, do you think they'd work?
Yeah.
Because I gotta like, yeah, I agree with what you're saying about like how Face like starts flashy, but then you kind of go ants by the end. But I could see that being popular.
The thing is, they're so.
And I think that's part of the point.
It's so absolutely transparent what their suits are based on that you can't really say they wouldn't work because they're based on suits that did work.
I mean, when you copy something, it means you like it. Right?
Exactly.
They're bad suits built efficiently.
If these suits were there in place of the suits they were copying, they would do just as well.
I do legit love the moment where Face goes to fly a scarf. Ugh.
Do you know what fly makes me think of? Like a Showa Gotchard.
Yeah, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah, not to bring it back to like what's hot and new right now, but he kind of looks like an Ichigo interpretation of Gotchard.
Yeah, a little bit.
Speaking of costumes, why don't we talk about the bank robbers for a second?
So the fucking robbers, their first scene, I wasn't sure what the fuck was happening. If this was a genuine robbery or if this was some sort of like scene in an episode of the show.
They do that though. And I think that's narratively like.
I think that's what they were going for.
Yes, I think that's narratively relevant.
But then they start actually shooting people, and you're like, "Oh fuck, this is real!"
Like non-diegetically, they walk onto the set and they go, "We're the villains."
No, I'm talking about when they're like robbing a kindergarten class.
They're robbing children.
Let me finish my thought. These characters non-diegetically in terms of staging and everything. I'm talking about intent. They walk onto the set and they go, "We're the villains." Everybody goes, yeah,
I get it, like Toku villains.
Yeah, and then no.
But that's not what we're talking about right now.
No, I think he's describing
not the last scene. I'm not talking about that scene, but I am talking about like there is always a moment where they go, "No, we're the villains.
What
Give
he's
us your money."
describing is not what they're literally doing; it's what they're narratively doing.
Yes. Literally,
Like,
there's always a scene with all of their stuff.
They come into the scene and you're like, right? Like bank robbers, like Toku villains, right? And then someone fires a gun, and then you go, "Oh no!"
But in the scenes up to that point, they don't do that. And like maybe that just means Taiwanese kids are the hardest shit on the planet. Like, because
they were into it. The kids were into it.
Guy shoots a literal Winnie the Pooh doll. Like they were calling Xi Jinping early, I guess. And like what the fuck's going on? I loved it that one guy who was always there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe he's famous in Taiwan.
I think he was the teacher.
What? Was he?
The dude who was like, "I'm also a kid," and then they fucking bitch slapped him. He goes, "Ah!"
Okay, what I thought they were doing, he kept getting fired from his jobs, and like every time he ended up in a new, oh shit.
That would have been funny if they had actually said that.
No, what I mean is like they represent like the villains of the story, mind you, but they are also an exaggerated form of it. But at the same time, they are the bad things that can happen to you in real life outside of being a space hero. And
I love the absolute dichotomy of like a show about fake superheroes juxtaposed with, "No, I'm a fucking bank robber with a gun and I'm going to shoot you and you're going to die."
It kind of reminds me. You remember that Seth Rogen Green Hornet movie?
Unfortunately,
I try not to.
It reminds me of Christoph Waltz's situation in that movie, where it's like for a while he's trying to be taken seriously, but at the same time
this guy doesn't care. Like, that's his whole thing, is because as we find out, like, part of the reason he's doing this is because when he was a kid, he also liked Space Hero, right?
He was, and the kids kept, and when he was young, were bullying him and making him the villain. So he's like, all right, I'll be the fucking villain.
I like how they like put the mask on him.
Yeah, there's one kid who's like, I want to be a villain. Can I have your mask? And the robber's like, all right, here, have it.
It's like an evil Bret Hart.
He just doesn't care, this guy, which is kind of fun. And yeah, so it's like, I'll be honest, like, they don't really do, like, we always kept forgetting that these characters were a thing until they appeared again.
Yeah.
So, like, they almost felt like not the most necessary things, but it was funny nonetheless.
It was funny because of how narratively irrelevant they were outside of the very small scenes they were in.
Exactly. And, like, again, it was fun, the kids just not giving a shit.
Yeah, they were. It's not that they didn't give a shit, they were into it.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, villains!
No, yeah, like, they were like, are you gonna rob us? Like,
they didn't fear for their lives.
I didn't forget about them. I treated them as a looming threat.
I knew after I don't remember if it was after the first time they showed up or the second, but I knew there was going to be a bit where, like, oh, they're gonna show up to, like, a taping.
Oh yeah,
and then the fake heroes are gonna have to actually fight actual robbers.
Yeah, yes. No, that one. Yeah, but that's just like your basic tropes. Stuff,
yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, but it's basic tropes used effectively. That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think because it was so easy to call, that makes it better.
No, yeah, like, again, this is playing with these ideas.
Yeah,
you know? Like, I just loved it because I'll say this. That's where it felt like the most like, which tone are we going for here? You know, because at no point did it feel, up until they shot someone in the leg at the very end. At no point was I taking these guys seriously. You know, I thought what the point was, like, oh, ha ha, or like, ha ha. It's like evil bank robbers. You know, like almost like a Marv and Harry situation.
Kinda.
I like the scene with the teacher. It's like, how much for an English session? And it's like 2,500. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
And the kid looks over. Fuck you. It's like, oh look, I just gave him a lesson for free.
It's funny because they actually bleeped it out.
You talked over my bit.
I didn't know you were doing a bit.
That's why I put that there.
And then we get because like there's actually a lot of English in this movie as well. There's a lot of different languages in this. It's mostly Taiwanese, but like I did love that
Chinese. Speak Taiwanese.
I told you to speak their own language.
I love that look. Again, Monster is the best thing in this movie. That when he did that joke where he just had nothing left to say after he's like, that was funny.
So at one point, while the show is like undergoing retools by the studio, they actually bring in a dude from Japan.
we said it's him, John Toei.
It's John Toei here to fix Space Hero Fly.
Yeah.
And I just love how the general reaction by the main characters is, what the fuck does Japan know about superhero shows?
Dirly do.
Oh my god.
That was fun. There's a lot, for real. This movie's at its best when it's being funny. Like, because like it's good. I thought it was a good comedy. It's like it's very witty. Like,
it's a good.
There's that one bit where like the main character and Monster are like in the process of being fired. They take their suits up to the roof of the studio and start ranting about the Japanese. It's just like, what the fuck do the Japanese know? Oh, he's talking about squirting and bukakis.
You know what? That made sense to me just now because they mentioned that when Fly dies, he dissolves
into protein,
liquid protein, and the main rider that is like taking him over, his name is Face.
Yeah.
So they likened it to cum shots. They made a cum shot joke. Yes.
Turns out that was foreshadowing.
And that was after being sprayed with, checks notes, devil lotion.
I wonder what that could be.
That's foreshadowing.
Also, we need to shout out the director, motherfucking Two Knives.
Oh boy! This is my rap name.
It's your boy Two Knives! Works in a corner.
And they did this really fun thing too, where they had the clapboard, you know, take scene 8, take 1, where under director it was a picture of two knives.
Yeah,
like that was great.
And then there's a scene of him later where he has this absolutely batshit fucking shirt with English text on it.
I need this shirt up.
Yeah, so it says, remember me, the strongest drug of the world. I never forget you, even long future.
Please find me that.
That sounds like the person who wrote the congratulations thing at the end of Ghostbusters, the NES game for Japan. Had a seizure.
And it's also at this point. So now our boy, he's at his lowest. He's been fired from his show he's been on for 10 years. So what does he do? He needs some motivation. And we find out, and again, I think it speaks to the nature of the beast, but it's also kind of a joke. Oh, you took over for someone, really? Because we find out there was another one called Mars Warrior, and that
he idolized,
yeah.
And that one looks old school Toku.
Yeah,
looks fun too.
Kind of got a Super One vibe to him,
a little bit.
Super One or Stronger.
And apparently that Mars Warrior was let go because he started balding.
I mean, again, that's
so it's like a Blue's Clues situation.
Whoops. And they do this really fun, again, this is a very funny movie. They do this fun edit where he's like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. Smash cut to a crazy old homeless man. So it's it makes it look like, oh shit, what happened?
Shit went real south.
But then no, he just walks into the background.
Yeah.
And then that dude rolls down the fucking hill.
It's like, oh, that guy's crazy.
After saying, dude, chill out. Literally, he has this little monologue where he's reflecting on himself. And the crazy old man that he established is like, dude, chill.
Hobo away!
Yeah, exactly. He literally rolls down the hill and leaves the scene.
What was that you said, Gar?
Oh, just imagine Ralph Wiggum just rolling down the hill.
Well, speaking of Ralph Wiggum, there's this kid who keeps visiting the Monster Ramen place. His thing is always asking, what's going to happen next episode? What's going to happen next episode? Is he going to die?
It's not just what's going to happen next episode. Every time he's asking, is Space Hero Fly going to die in the next episode? Tell me what happens. And then later it's, give me Face's autograph.
He's the avatar of toxic fandom.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think toxic fandom. I think just fandom in general.
Well, fickle fandom. I would say the fickleness of fandom.
They make a good joke about that too, because he wants Face's autograph. Now, is there no loyalty for you?
Literally, you said you were making comments about how this child had no brand loyalty. 2 seconds later, the main character
have you no brand
chides the child for not having brand loyalty.
God damn, this movie is funny.
We're reading this movie like a book.
It's like they wrote it for us.
It was also funny too, because I also, again, a lesser movie would have done just, oh, he died off screen. No, they made a point of showing, no, they kill him off in the show at least. There is a handoff.
Yeah.
And Face saying, I'll take over now.
I'll protect the earth in your stead.
And I love how T's like, well, what if we did it he came around once in a while. He's so desperately trying to be a part of this still.
Space Hero Fly return special.
What if he's his brother? Yeah, fuck off.
Why? Oh.
I like the montage of when he's taking the odd jobs of acting, but since he's been the main lead in his own show for the last 10 years, he doesn't understand the concept of. Yeah, it's he's supposed to be just a background extra.
So he's
walking by, just walking right into the camera,
saying lines and stuff.
In that wedding scene, he literally walks in front of the main actors.
Yep.
Hi, it's me, Space Hero Fly. Here at this wedding. How's it going?
He starts doing commercials for products. He advertises noodles and then this weird spray that has exactly 80,007 uses.
Oh, no, that was on his old acting reel. That's what he tried to show to get new jobs.
Right.
He was so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. How do you measure that out?
Later on, he just sells Popeye pills.
There's that one fucking role he does where he has a fucking mustache on as he's woo 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 running in the background, and I swear to God, I thought I was watching one of the hot Mario Bros commercials from Japan.
No, you know what you were watching? You remember that Japanese, the Junji Ito inspired horror game that we were playing on the Switch?
Yeah, World of Horror.
World of Horror. What you were watching was him reenacting the introductory story to that.
Because with that one we find out his friend Monster watches this I guess it's a late night ghost story show or something.
Yeah.
I love how much this movie uses television sets, like one stage television sets. And another thing, I thought this movie was shot very well, like just good angles. You know?
But that was a skit of like a Chinese like folklore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like late night ghost story show.
Yeah,
like just
exactly,
like with your host.
So
one other thing that happened before that was very funny was when he gets mugged by a bunch of kids.
Yeah, and they just pull out some actual deadly spiked bats out of nowhere.
Like one of them's a white kid who speaks Taiwanese.
Yeah,
which was funny.
Lane, do you want to say something before you get cut off again?
Oh no, it's okay. I was gonna say, can we talk about the pornos?
So after going through all of these small roles, director Two Knives hooks him up with a contact for a movie.
Certain kind of movie.
And we saw where this was going.
Probably
one entire load shot away, one might say.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty telegraphed.
It was actually foreshadowed earlier when he went to go meet the chairman, like when he was all sick, remember?
Yeah.
And he said, "Look what I brought you," and it's the costume, and to get it on, they need to be in a compromising position, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they brought, and then he brought the suit to the fucking porno. Because,
well, the suit represents his prime.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gar.
Oh no, I was gonna say, so for now on, I watch the feature topic before I add to the schedule, so that we don't have another Metal Hero OVA situation where it's like, what the fuck did we just watch, guys?
Oh no, we still had that reaction.
Yeah, so I'm watching this, it's fine, and then I get to this scene, and I'm like, all right, this movie's now on thin ice of never showing up on the feature topic, but it's only 10 minutes.
This movie was on YouTube,
so I'm like.
There's no nudity.
On YouTube.
No, but like for me, guys, I'm like oblivious as fuck. So like I don't know what's going on, and like then like this big muscular fucking man just sits beside him.
Oh yeah, Dick King.
That's Mr. Dick King.
No, so he's
King
like, hey,
Sama.
hey,
Dick
hey, can you lotion me up? Can you lotion me up or whatever like that? And so I'm sitting here going like oh, that's kind of weird. So I expected to like cut to whatever the next scene is of him doing something else or something. No, it just keeps on fucking going, and I'm like, oh, right. And then that's when I was like, oh. And I don't know. I'm hoping Cell noticed this too. I saw a poster for Orgasmo.
I was the first one to notice that.
And I was like, really?
That was some Trey Parker, Matt Stone movie.
Just before we go any further, so it was the scene where he lotioned up Dick King that made you clue into the fact that he was about to film a porno. So what you're telling me is Japanese Ace Ventura with his hand down his pants, pre-jerking himself off, was not a clue.
No, I thought that was kind of weird. I was like, that's kind of strange.
Weird.
Right?
Lane, this is how you're gonna end up in a porno one day.
To be fair, this is probably like the first and only like Taiwanese movie I'll ever watch. So
it doesn't matter that it's Taiwanese. This is clearly a porno.
The casting couch is pretty universal. But it was okay. Something we didn't mention is like before he got fired, he actually started talking to this nice makeup artist, right?
Oh yeah, we forgot the love interest subplot.
And they're nice. They're cute together. She's a fan of his. She thinks he's sending a good message. He loves her makeup.
So
he says to her, like, hey, I got this new movie project. Could you come here and do my makeup? Oh, no. And, you know, credit where it's due. It doesn't go where you think it's going to go. Because a normal movie would do the whole, oh, no, I'm in a porno. She comes, oh, this is disgusting. How could you? She's like, you got to do what you got to do.
Job's a job.
I understand.
She sticks around.
Monster was right. Because earlier on in the movie, he was sitting at Monster's Noodle Cart. And he was... Monster's Noodle Cart.
It's a pretty great name.
Monster Ramen.
Yeah. But like he was there and he was like, oh, you got a crush on her. He was like, no. You got a crush on her? Yeah. You got a crush on her. Don't say anything. And he's fixing him up because they're very good friends. It's a really sweet little subplot.
Yeah. And Monster spots her taking like sneaky selfies of the two of them.
And I like their little romance. I like their little romance. I think they're quite perfect for one another, quite frankly. I like their chemistry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, yes, I really did enjoy the fact that, like you said, you gotta do what you gotta do. And she, like, they make a point of her, like, a part of her motif is she sees him as the space hero that, like, he's portrayed. And she never loses confidence in him. She never loses, like she sees value in him. She, like, you know, she wants to prop him up, and that's great. Like, she's...
Find yourself a woman who looks you dead in the eye and says, you go fuck those 3 women.
She sang his theme song after.
It's interesting how this is clearly a romance subplot, but it deviates from most typical romance plots in terms of the visual progression of it, where, like, by the end of the movie, you're like, oh yeah, they're dating. But, like, as it's progressing, not once do you ever see them kiss or, like, hug aside from when they're on the bike together. Like, they don't end up in bed together. They avoid the typical trappings of a romantic subplot that you would see in a movie.
Again,
that's effective.
Yeah.
Again, this movie's first, like, thing it's trying to do is make you laugh. You know, the feeling comes second, and it wants you to do that.
And the coming feels third.
I like when they're shooting the scene of him, the porn scene, and, like, he's doing, like, funny actions where, like, you know, his arms, like, going towards, like, the boobs, and he's like, no, I mustn't, and they're like, dude, just fucking grab the tits.
You never seen one of these? I love that.
People fast forward through this shit.
He literally says that too. It's like, we're wasting film here. Come on. Like,
it's not wrong.
By the way, now that I think about it, that Orgasmo poster could have been a bit foreshadowing as well. Yeah. Because in Orgasmo, the whole plot of this movie is a Mormon gets involved in porn. However, he's only doing the actual acting. He's not doing any of the actual fucking.
Oh, okay.
So, like, in this, he ended up not doing any fucking. They had to get Dick King involved.
Man's just fucking hoops up on stage, rips off the tearaway pants, and is ready to go.
Then rips off his tearaway thong
to reveal a secret second thong underneath.
No, his secret banana hammock, because that's
welcome to porn. I'm not surprised in the slightest.
Motherfucking Dick King.
I also loved it was hilarious, like the main porn girl, like she had this like bra that did the like hypnotizing tit thing.
And I'm like, oh my god, it's a fembot.
It really was a fembot.
It's the hypno chubblies.
And I'll say this, I appreciate the fact that he couldn't do porn, and originally he couldn't do ads, but his talent really did become ads.
Yeah. We eventually segue into him and Monster becoming co-hosts of a shopping channel.
And what was the first thing they had to advertise there? Spinach.
Okay, we didn't know it was spinach at first. The first thing we saw was what was clearly an image of Popeye on the wallpaper in the back.
And full disclosure, we were watching Popeye cartoons last night.
Yeah.
Literally yesterday.
Yeah, that was... The shit is prophetic, man. I swear.
What's interesting is this shopping channel lady, like,
Jing.
She was the Taiwanese fucking Joan Calamenzo
yes!
from Parks and Rec.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's the vibe she gave, because she gets sick in the middle of this thing, and like she's trying to like record or whatever, and she just fucking faints.
If Ron Swanson had walked onto set there, I would not have been mad.
I'm a Broadway boy, so I took one look at her and I was like, "Are you supposed to be on the set of Hairspray over down that way?" Like,
oh man!
Sell the product. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Sell.
3,
and
2,
pass out.
1, 2.
And again, like credit to this movie in terms of like how it chose to film, because like that was like the way they filmed that is so perfect to what they're actually like trying to like make a joke of, because that's how those things work.
Yeah,
like the way like it was lit, everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Good filmmaking going on in this movie.
And then just like Fly, like it's funny. Fly on the fly just starts kind of doing his own like way of like advertising the product, and then it ends up working, and he fucking owns it. It's great.
It goes because his problem is this. He talks earlier about how like because when the chairman lady, when she was a girl, she met him and she says, "Why are you acting like this?" It's like, "Oh, you don't see my face, so I need to be elaborate with my hand,
extra with the movements."
And she says, "I don't like men in tight pants," which was a weird thing to say.
Which I hate to say it, but that I'll just say this about suit acting. That never occurred to me. Like, whenever I think about the posing and stuff, I always thought it was just like, I'm a great hero, blah, blah, blah. but that never occurred. The practical application of it never occurred to me. The idea that no, you're wearing a helmet where your mouth can't be seen, and you're basically relying on a dub to be on top of your character. You have to emote.
Yeah, 60% of communication is physical.
That's why when suited characters are talking, their heads are moving a lot.
That may sound like a weird disqualifying thing from me being on a Toku podcast for not understanding.
Screencaster has been canceled.
No,
okay.
It's just a question of I've always wondered why with all the stupid posing
because otherwise you're just standing there.
Yeah.
I really
Go ahead, Gar.
I was gonna say I really like at the core of it, it's why does he do all this? Because his little brother died when he was just a little kid.
That was so sad.
And it's to him, his brother was the greatest hero.
Not to detract from the sadness of that relationship, but one of my favorite bits was literally the start of the movie where you see the two kids there standing up on the roof, and then just BAM! The fucking logo hits you, the THX logo right in front of them, and I'm just like, ah!
When I thought this was going to be more overt comedy, I really thought the whole twist of it was going to be me and my brother when we were kids. We used to play superhero, and then one day he thought he really could fly.
He fell off the roof.
I really thought that's where they were going.
Nick Foley.
I'm glad they didn't either, because it was genuinely heart wrenching, and this was a bit weird for the tone of it, because the movie is silly mostly,
and then we find out the true villain was leukemia
the whole time. And but not only that, we get a shot of a young child getting his fucking spine needled. That hurts, by the way. It hurts a lot. That needle's this thick.
Yeah.
It's were we on a porn set?
Are we 5 minutes ago?
Yeah. But to go on with what you were saying,
this movie has tone problems.
It does.
But honestly, I think the tonal disjointment of the film only services it.
It makes it
narratively relevant.
That's the point.
And going with what you were saying earlier, by the way, the way he suit acts, I think that actually is perfect for a shopping channel situation, because you have to look at these.
Yes, look at all of these products.
And if you buy now, that sort of thing. I like that he did that too. Again, usually in a movie like this, it would be either he doesn't find any work at all or he just gets on another show. No, he's applying his acting skills to a different form of acting.
Yeah.
That's fun. And so...
All right, so, so he does the career of the shopping channel.
Sells some dick pills.
The tiger penis pills.
I'm gonna need some of those.
That don't work, and the husband looks so depressed.
Yeah, the wife looks more depressed.
Yeah, we get this whole scene of where we find out that all of the products they've been hawking are apparently completely ineffective. So people are like, "You fraud!"
Yeah, of course.
If anyone tells you that this pill's gonna make your dick bigger, I'd like to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge for $2.
So then we go to Space Hero Face with his face-to-face stage show. And that's when our favorite characters, the robbers, show up, invade the stage, and just straight up start shooting people.
Well, the great thing with that was, it starts off, people, you're right, Paul, it looks like, oh, is this a stage performance? Then I nearly choked on my fucking throat here. Just the way, everyone thinks, oh, it's real, ha ha ha, just bang, and just shoots someone in the leg, and just, the music just cuts completely. I nearly keeled over.
You had a moment like I had a moment. Those are usually the I'm dying laughing fits that I usually have.
It's where we're like, oh god, do we need to actually call someone right now? Is this it? Is this the big one?
This is not part of the show!
Oh my god. So yeah, that was funny.
And the robbers are like, we're robbers. Look how expensive your shitty merch is. Who's the real criminal?
And I love how the chairman actually kind of looks, yeah, you got us.
Now dance.
Oh boy.
So Fly comes in and starts using his tokusatsu karate techniques on the actual robber.
Because his girlfriend, she snuck in a phone, and instead of going, okay, 119, No, she's like, I'm gonna call my boyfriend. Why? He's a stuntman.
He'll know what to do.
So this is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like 10 years before, now that I think about it.
Speaking of Hollywood, there was one scene earlier where they fought the LA monster in a Hollywood set.
Because they had to prepare her for when she moved to LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he takes down all the robbers off camera, but it's funny because like the main
not all off camera. We see him do.
Oh, we do see one. We
see his Hisatsus on them.
Yeah. Oh, right. Like it cuts back to it. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. You're right. But yeah, just the idea of like him using all his stunt moves to get.
My favorite is the one where he footstools off of Monster while Monster is flipping them off.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Team up.
Yeah.
And he goes up to the main. Did he ever have a name?
I don't think the robbers were ever named.
Yeah, I call him villain, I guess.
Yeah.
And what's the whole thing that happens there? Does he try to talk to him, or does he just try to?
No, he's just like, "Oh, you're nothing of a fucking poser." Shoots him
point blank in the chest.
Yeah, like we see it go out of him. There's a spray of blood. Sorry, Gar, but I was really not expecting that spray of blood. Expecting sprays of other fluids, but not that.
Like he's still standing up, and he says his catchphrase in the show. Best space hero never dies.
I didn't hear no bell.
And the monster just goes, tail attack, bitch.
Monster throws his tail and disarms the gun. And yeah, we saw the outtakes.
The outtakes, just how he kept fucking up, just. And
then we get the long-awaited space hero fly and face team up.
And you know what was great? It's actually what you would want to see. That's what made it cool. It was like, no, I like how they did this. They actually did end up teaming up by the end. And
then it's like...
did a WWE move, pinned the crook, and then Fly collapsed.
And then Fly collapsed.
Yeah. Like, let's face it, that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, massive blood loss.
He did some WWE Face did some WWE choreography, and then Face collapsed. But it was on his left side, or it was on his right side, not his left side, so his heart wasn't punctured. It was a through and through. Well, sorry, sure.
The point is he lived.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a through and through. Nothing vital was punctured. He just like collapsed.
Well, he went to heaven apparently. Like,
yeah, he saw his little brother.
It's like full on ending of Deathly Hallows.
But he wakes up alive, and we find out that someone had his suit dry cleaned, but the bullet hole's still there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like just
symbolic, guys.
Picturing like just I wonder where that bullet went, because it was a through and through, like we said.
Yeah.
But so the whole thing happens, and again, like now that there's a bit less like divisiveness between everyone, what happens?
They work out their differences, and Fly and Face team up for real.
In a fucking movie.
Yep.
Because that's how you have to do it.
The V cinema.
Again, I appreciate that they didn't just say, oh no, everything's back to normal. Yeah. Like, that would have been so easy. It's like, no, like, there's a show, but, this guy's still gonna do his thing. He's probably gonna keep acting to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like...
And...
Monster finally got his face reveal.
The greatest glow-up character progression arc of the whole movie is Monster finally upgraded from faceless kaijin suit actor to the actual main villain.
Yeah, that was genuinely heartwarming.
His name was Fungus, and he was mockingly referred to as a fungus back.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
He was there dressed up like fucking Professor Shinigami.
No, like Lane, you're absolutely right when you told me that this was a touching movie. I was like, oh yeah, this is a sweet movie. It really is.
Yeah, I could see this movie being done with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost if this was like the mid 2000s.
Do you know what it would? You know what it would be instead though? Because obviously, like if they did it from England, it wouldn't be like a toku show. It'd be like a puppet show or something, like a kids show.
Yeah,
it'd be like Thunderbirds.
Yeah,
yeah.
But no, like my favorite joke is like when he sees the makeup artist, and it's like, oh, you want to ride? And Monster just runs up. Oh, thanks, man.
And then the second time when he actually drives away with the second time when he actually drives away with her, you see Monster run out. What the fuck? What about bros before hoes?
Oh,
yeah. That's what bros before. Forget it.
That was honestly a fun dynamic because, like you said, Paul, like he was trying to set him up. He was also the biggest cock blocker.
Absolutely.
But inadvertently.
Yes, yeah. heart bigger than his head situation.
Exactly. Like, he wants to support his friend, just his personality sometimes won't let him do that.
And again, like, this is just such a thing to see in like Taiwanese like cinema. Like, everyone is smoking. Like,
there were a lot of people smoking.
Yeah.
Or at minimum having a cigarette dangling at just beyond the edge of their lips.
Just the adhesive of a little bit of saliva and some paper.
Like one false head movement and that cigarette goes flying.
Well, that's actually like something I've done before, like, because it's a fun little visual bit to do where you do have it just hanging, you're talking, you're just like waiting for them to say something.
Yeah. But it's hanging out of the corner of your mouth usually.
Yeah.
Whereas it was in the middle of his lips.
You can do it anywhere on your mouth. Honestly.
Sure. But I just like to say he keeps it like right in the middle of his lips, like on his lower lip. It was very impressive, actually.
Especially talking like that.
So yeah, that's Machi Action.
I'd say check it out.
Fun little flick.
It was hilarious. It was weirdly wholesome. It was raunchy. It was so many different things.
You know what? It's not what we usually cover, but I'm happy we did.
Yes.
Yeah, if I had to, thank you, Gar, for recommending it.
Yeah.
What do you mean this is not what we usually cover? We've talked about the hentai Kamen movies.
Which is a fucking like it's a parody, but a different kind of parody. It's much more silly. This is much more straight.
This is also, I'd say, this is a less of a parody of Toku and more of a parody of the Toku industry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
that's
or
what
just
I mean.
like television.
Yeah, and like it has aspects of that too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't have powers.
It's less about the Toku, and the Toku is just a thing that exists in it.
It's what I was saying at the beginning of this episode. Like, this is not a Toku movie. This is a movie about Toku.
Yeah.
I would honestly compare this to Ed Wood. The movie Ed Wood, favorably. Like, I think if you're into this kind of thing, like on the technical level, this is a good one, I think, to check out. Lane, thank you for letting me know.
It's an incredibly fun little movie to watch. It can get frustrated. It can get a little frustrating at times, for me at least. But at the same time, it's,
if you can tolerate the raunchiness of it, it's a good time.
I certainly can. I think it's a cool little character piece.
Yeah.
And they have bloopers at the end.
Yeah.
This is a little...
Which to me read a lot of the time when I was watching the bloopers as the actors having to recite the lines and going, what the fuck?
Yeah. There was definitely a lot of scenes where, like, they probably had to get through this a few times to get through it without laughing.
You got the part where he's like fucking like lubing up Dick King. Like,
yeah.
Like try doing that with a straight face the first time.
As this man is making orgasmic sounds.
Yeah, I wish that guy was in more movies. Or maybe he was, I just haven't seen them yet.
This movie reminds me a lot of the one that we talked about years ago called In the Hero.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that one. What was that?
It's basically...
Go inside the hero.
Is that a point too?
It's about a suit actor. It's Japanese based. I got a copy of it. I'll send it to you guys. It's a really fucking good movie. It's much like this. And there are also some raunchy jokes in that movie as well.
That's okay.
Sorry.
All right. Well, that will bring us to the end of Castranger for this week. Jikai Radio Sentai Castranger. Next week, we are finally going to talk about the Kamen Rider Phi's anniversary movie, Paradise Regained, plus the murder case special that accompanies it.
Finally.
Well,
Finally.
Companies that would be
They've been asking for so long.
We've been busy. And of course, a shout out to our currently active patrons, which include Blaze, Armorhide, Sentai VT, Midas the Fool, Vegas, and Jackaplier. Thank you very much for supporting our craft.
Thank you very much, guys. Y'all are the best. We love you.
We owe you money.
Let's not go crazy.
We don't. They made their decisions.
They've pledged to us willingly. All right.
I'm sorry, this credit card's expired.
It's no damn good.
They can still watch.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you to everyone for listening, watching, liking, favoriting, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell, and being awesome. The primary source of our hijinks is castranger.podbean.com. From there, you can find our Facebook, Twitter, Discord, Patreon, merch store, all of our cool shit. Thank you all once again, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Stay fly.